Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the meetup. My name is Johnny Pace, joined with my good friends Nia Gibson, Olu Olamigoke, and DeVonte Ford. Good morning, everybody. This is a big day for the meetup. I'm very excited to announce that as of today, the meetup is now brought to you by Diadora. They are coming on as our presenting sponsor. We're thrilled to have them. And yeah, it's the start of a brand new chapter for the show. So very exciting times. Guys, what are your initial thoughts? How excited are you to, Nia, look at you. You came prepared.
Oh,
How
come
the
on now.
what? That
No,
sorry.
that's not even. Man, okay, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not even gonna be mad because I have my eye on a pair of, I think it's those Nucleo 2s that we took a picture of with the gear guide. I can't wait to have that thing. It matches the colorway of this track photo right here. Yeah, Diadora, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Well, honestly speaking, you should be mad and you should be jealous. I got this cup from Ryan Eckel when we were talking at TRE just about everything Diodora, and I'm really excited for the shoes, the products, and the fact. Hello, Italian coffee. Come on now. That's how we got these little espresso cups. And y'all know I love coffee. I love caffeine. So let's do it.
I thought we had some special, Ryan.
Well,
I introduced you on the show a couple weeks ago, man. Can I get him?
Well, you got a cup, so I will up you. Actually, I have a whole
oh,
Diadora jacket. Yeah, so all y'all can really is take a step back real quick because I'm the one that's really running the show over here. All right, I love you, Diadora. Thank you.
Did Ryan
yeah,
give it to
this
you?
is
Don't know.
Wow.
Guess we'll never know,
Mm,
huh?
he
well.
didn't. That's
I think hopefully there will be some more Diadora in all of our futures. I'm super stoked. They're really very exciting brand. I think they what they're doing with their elites with Marco Langen and this whole NIL deal where you can win 40 grand to break 4 minutes in their spikes. Like a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. I had the opportunity this summer to visit HQ in Italy actually, and just getting to see kind of firsthand what they're all about, where they're heading. All I can say is like this is just the start. I think we've been talking this week a lot of exciting stuff in store with this partnership. So thank you, Diadora. Can't wait to make 2026 a great year. So we have a lot that has gone on in the last week, a lot in the pipeline, and I think I wanted to kind of start the show recapping all the stuff that went down this past weekend, look ahead to the coming weekend. But before that starts, I felt like last week with our first show of the year, we didn't get a great opportunity to kind of, set the stage. And so I kind of want to start the show with our ins and outs for 2026. And this could be, pretty broad. Take your pick, as it relates to track and field, as it relates to running. But I think just as a little warm up, I wanted to go around the table and see what your in and outs were for 2026. Maybe start with Nia.
all right. My ends are high school phenoms actually racing each other. I mean, we see it to an extent, but I want to fully see it. I want to see people crossing over to events that they're not mostly comfortable with because I'm about sick and tired of talking about the what ifs and seeing how someone's turnover would translate into a longer distance and vice versa. I think my big out, though, empty lanes at pro meets. If I wanted to see a time trial, I would pull up to a practice and do a workout Wednesday.
Ooh,
Well
fired
said.
up. Really?
I like that. How about you, Olu?
Me, I am going to stick with the field side of things because I'm going to say this, scream this from the mountaintops. In is everybody paying more attention to the field events in general. I mean, I think people forget that there are some massive storylines that go on in the field events right alongside the track all the time. We're going to do a better job. I'm going to do a job of actually bringing a lot of that coverage to you guys this year. But yeah, in is definitely paying more attention to the field events. Some of the most exciting things happening in the sport are happening right in the field, but from the throws to the jumps. And then out is bad clap etiquette. Let me explain. If you're on the runway and you're a jumper, don't put your hands together if you're not going to make the pit. Don't put your hands together if you're going to foul. Don't put your hands together if the jump's not going to make me say ooh. Don't put your hands together and start making the crowd clap unless you know you're about to do something. Reserve the clap for those jumps when you know you're about to put something out. And for the clap for the crowd, don't start speeding up the cadence until the jumper takes their first step. Okay? That's bad clap etiquette. So out is bad clap etiquette all across the board.
Well said. And yeah, that's like so exciting, Olu. Like that's why I'm so psyched having you on board. Bringing that to us as well, just teaching us more about the field events. There's a lot of cool stuff happening there. So I'd second that one. And
All right.
Mr. Ford, what you got?
Yeah, 4X hot takes on the mic. All right. Keep me hot. Keep me hot. Out is being humble. All right. This track season, we done being humble. No more humbleness. In is celebrating and bringing energy to everything, no matter what you do. You win, you jump high, talk your shit. Like, be you, man, all season long.
Dang, man, we were on that same wavelength. I had that's the same thing I'd written down. I said in is showboating, whether you're no humility. Like, I think for the sake of the fans, for the sake of the photographers taking the pictures, like, you got to celebrate, every moment. And I get that track usually gets the rep of being a polite sport, but I completely agree. I think it's more fun for the fans. It's more fun for the athletes. Like, yeah, I fully support everything you just said there. And I'll add on, my out would be long-winded essays, captions on Instagram or Strava or wherever it is, explaining why you had a bad race, explaining why this was just a rust buster. I ain't got time to read it.
No, for real, bro.
On to the
I'm like,
next.
yeah, excuse. That's all I read. Excuses.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Any final additions? I think those are some strong ins and outs.
Ooh, can I add it in?
Please.
I think that it's kind of like along the lines of what you guys were saying, but I want athletes to start responding to like trolls. Like, you guys are world class athletes, and these people who couldn't even imagine running at your speed, jumping at your distance. You know what I'm saying? Distance, height, depending on whatever it is. And I think y'all should start responding. They're disrespectful as hell.
No, you can't respond to the trolls. You give them power when you respond to the
Don't feed
trolls.
the trolls.
You have to fully ignore them. I'm telling you
Like,
right
just
now, I've been in this game for too long.
I feel like the only answer to doing this is going the full KD Kevin Durant route and becoming more of a troll than the trolls. So
do it.
if you're gonna respond, make sure you go all the way on them. If they go 100, you go 110. If you're not gonna respond, just keep silent. Otherwise, you're just feeding them.
Right, be doing it. I think everyone should do it.
Yeah,
we need more excitement. Like, I'm fully. I think trolls are in up. Troll more. I think the more we can be, having
Yeah, I
stuff to
love
talk about.
They're funny, but I like the dialogue too.
Yeah. So hit those message boards, hit those comments, troll us. We're here for it.
I don't condone this one, but okay.
Right.
I do. I got all the time today to respond to all y'all.
4X trolls.
Nia doesn't. No.
Well, very good. Now we're nice and warmed up. I wanted to kind of first turn to our weekend recap. Guys, there was so much that happened. I think if you want a full in-depth, recap everything that happened, you definitely check out FloTrack. We were tapped in. We have everything up on our page. I kind of want to hit some highlights and some top storylines that stood out. Would love to hear from you guys as well. I think starting with World Cross Country Champs in Tallahassee, that's a big deal. It's a World Championships. A lot of really cool stuff. And again, we got 20 posts up with everything that went down. But to me, Jacob Kiplimo, 3-time champion, despite also being a very accomplished road runner currently, takes home that gold. Incredibly impressive. He also said this was probably going to be his last time because the next World Champs is going to be likely in several years. So he's going to turn his focus to the marathon. But I think just that three-peat, we didn't get to see it on the women's side with Beatrice sitting this one out due to motherhood, starting a family. So, love a three-peat, love a dynasty. Like, it's always fun to switch it up, but I thought that was very impressive work. 28-18. So what did you guys make of that one?
I thought like World Cross was really cool, but if you don't mind, like, I kind of like the thing that jumped out to me. Actually, let me not jump the gun. All praise Jacob Kiplimo.
Yeah, I saw that he actually I saw that he actually led quite a breakthrough competition for Uganda as a whole, which is pretty cool. I think they had like 2 gold medals and like maybe 7 in total. So it's like the hero or the main protagonist in the movie bowing out on their 3rd gold and leaving it to the rest of the dynasty to take it over from there. So it's kind of cool to see what's going to happen in the next few years.
It's like a passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Go ahead on top.
Yeah.
And Nia, where were you heading after that?
I was gonna like talk about Graham Blanks a little bit. Um,
Please.
yeah, essentially, he came 19th place overall, and it was him just being like an utter disappointment for me. And one of the things was saying like, his mentality was like a quote that really jumped out to me is the fact that he was saying his mentality does not match the reality of what's going on. He believes that every race he can go into, he can win, and that's just not happening. He's waiting for that breakthrough performance, and he's definitely due for it. And mind you, this is someone who's not even a full year into his pro career. So with a mentality like that, what can we really expect? Indoor season if he decides to run it, because it's been a long road season so far, and then also going into outdoor. When you have something like that, you just need that one shift. You need that one race, and it's that breakthrough that really has people come out on top and these superstars come out on top. Because Graham Blanks also, in my opinion, is a part of the reason why USA is closing that gap between them and the East Africans in the distance races.
Yeah, well said. It's interesting to me. I mean, when he announced he was moving down to Athens after having trained up at Harvard with Coach Gibby and finding so much success there, I've been really intrigued following him, and he's still in the mix. Like you said, he's going to be due for a breakout. But yeah, no, it's not going to be the last we see of him. Probably very, very shortly, we're going to be seeing more. The other, to me, like one of the most impressive races was actually on the U20 side. We had Tyler Daliak, who led the U20 team, and this is unbelievable. If you see the picture here, this man's wearing one shoe. The mud pits got the best of Mr. Daliak here, and he actually ran 7 out of the 8K in his sock. That's like some Haptem Samuel type work right there, but unbelievable.
I know
One
his
shoe
his feet is hurt.
It's like, what's the point of shoes? I mean, clearly you can still perform without them. Like, why are we wearing these $200, $300 size bikes if you're just going to run without them? Like, just have a cross country.
It's okay.
Yeah, no. Like, I guess at that point, the
Barefoot
shoes are just
running is making a comeback.
yeah. Funny.
On that course, alligators, ponds, logs, no shoe.
I think that might be the first time I've seen like a man-made terrain course. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's like
How
park
they
cross
put like
country.
they put everything together, mud slides, the alligator stuff, and I was like, the hills are square, y'all. Like the hills, you can see the lines on the hills. It went like this, like it was like that, and I was like, okay, yeah, I've never seen nothing like this before.
Yeah, it's like a real life obstacle course, but make it like pro running. Like, the people on our team would love that because they claimed that cross country was super soft. There was nothing soft about this course.
No, Tallahassee, I think, did their best to make this like, true cross country. Obviously, we hear about like in Europe and overseas that like here in America, a lot of our courses are perfectly well manicured golf courses. There's very little elevation. There's no obstacles. I think it was fun. Maybe a little like gimmicky, but I think it worked. Like I really think it did. It spurred a lot of conversation. I kind of wish we'd had the chance. They had an open race. They had a media race that would have been fun to try for ourselves, but we'll have to see if they host again and maybe revisit it.
Baby character.
Yeah. Well, that's World Cross. Any other like takeaways before we move on, or can we move on to the Houston half?
Let's talk
Let's
about
do
Houston Haptem.
Yes, our boy Haptem Samuel, University of New Mexico, took the win on the men's side. Just a couple months after claiming the NCAA cross country title, this man is unstoppable. An incredible performance from Haptem. Yeah, I mean, what'd you guys make of this one?
59.
It's the year of side quest. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I think it's the year of side quests. And, we just talked about Graham in like his breakout races. And I think Hopton had his at NCAA cross country when he finally got that championship win, 3rd time's a charm. So I think he's going to carry that over into anything he does, whether it's a side quest like the Houston half or going into the rest of the NCAA season, indoor and outdoor, trying to then claim those titles because he's come up short many times despite his talent.
Yeah,
While we're at it, I'm going to add side quests are in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Clearly, I mean, this guy. I'm going to speak it from perspective of just the championships mindset because, like, I love when you see somebody. You see your point about Graham Blanks. Like, we're waiting for his breakout. It's on the way because when you have that type of mentality, we're going to talk about Graham, and I'm going to tie it back into Haptum. It's like you have the mentality of I have a mindset, and reality is not matching my mindset. But if you have the tenacity to not let your mindset dip to the status or to the level where your reality is, that's how things start to shift. And I think we're seeing that that's happened with Haptum. I mean, as you just said, he's come up short so many times. All it takes is that one win for you to be like, yeah, I'm that dog, come after me. And he could just enter whatever he wants. And now he's like playing things, and it's almost like he's pulling the strings of his own reality in a way because he didn't let his mindset dip to the performances he was putting out, and that's why things started to catch up. Hopefully that all makes sense, but like from the mindset of a champion, like champion to champion, that's I love to see it.
Yeah, I'm wondering like how soon is it gonna be before we see him back on the indoor track? Is he gonna be turning around and dropping some crazy like 3K or something again? Like what can't he do?
That road race money hits different, man.
Listen.
I'm like, let me go ahead and nah, I'm not even gonna play around with that. I'm not doing that. But you know what I'm saying.
Hold on. So you can play guitar. Now you're doing road races, Olu? Okay.
Nope. I'm not even gonna play around with that. I'll do road race walks. I could walk a long time, but I'm not running 13 miles. You got me. I'll go. No, we're not even gonna play around with it. I don't even.
Oh my God.
Only a matter of time. DeVonte started asking me if he wants to go for a run, like a long run. So people change.
Ford X gets himself in over his head, but Olu doesn't do that.
Oh, hold on. Were you BSing? Because you're looking like surprised right now.
No, I was serious, but I don't want my Sprinter followers and fans to know that I'm switching sides.
Well, now all your Sprinter followers.
So are you officially switching sides? Is this breaking news?
No, I'm playing. It's not. I did after the Brooks run. I actually did really well when I actually put in like the slightest bit of effort, and so now like just kind of like for fun on top of like the sprint stuff I do. Like I don't mind hopping out there and running 3 miles. Like I'm actually in really good shape, a lot more than I let on. But it's always fun to act like I'm just so dead and tired. So like I'm not switching sides though. No, that's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any more because I got myself into trouble with that before. But with what DeVonte just said, there's truth in it. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Side quest, baby. The again, I think I invite everybody to go back to our page and kind of look through all the men's and women's races. The other thing I wanted to call out from Houston was Sarah Hall at age 42 got second place in the full marathon with a 2:26. I think just a really incredible run from her, and timeless, still in the mix, still getting after it. We've gotten to shoot with her in the past, but just wanted to shout Sarah out for that really great run in the full.
Oh, good job, Sarah. Dope. Yeah, that's dope, and it's so indicative of the time we're in. You're seeing women and men alike who are like, as they're getting older, they're just getting stronger. Maybe you're not getting faster per se. Some of them are, but it's coming with strength and they're able to adjust and pivot, but we're seeing them excel at these levels despite their age. So I love that they're breaking barriers and essentially busting myths.
I would like to add something to the out list for 2026. We're going to stop. Out is acting like 30 or 40 something years old is old. Okay. Well, you're going to have to dead that. Like Jonathan Edwards jumped almost 18 meters when he was like 35 years old. As we just saw with Sarah, she's dropping times 2:26s at 42. Let's stop acting like being 30 or 40 makes you old. Instead, it just makes you seasoned. Okay. I'm going to do that for my under 30 crowd that's in this space with me right now.
My birthday was on Friday. Nia's is coming up this week, so I think that's good to hear. That's comforting, a comforting take.
How old are you?
I don't know if I want to add that to the out list, though. I might have to give you pushback on that one, Olu, because I think what makes things.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But I think what makes these things so incredible, because honestly speaking, the truth is, as you get older, physically, you're not supposed to be as dominant as you once were. And I think that's what makes these feats so admirable and so incredible, because it's not normal. When you get older in the sports world, once you pass 30, normally that's when your decline begins. So for the fact that like you have like if we could take it to the track real quick, Emily Infeld and the Delilah Muhammad's and even the Shelly Ann Fraser Prices of the world, you look at their age, you look at the fact that they're doing so many things, have been in the game so long, despite new talent coming in and going out, they're able to do these things with their age. I think that's what makes it so incredible. So I think living in this space of nuance is what makes it special.
Okay. So yes, I get you, and yes, I value the point you just made because statistically and scientifically, yes, the body actually starts to decline after we get even before 30, just around like 28 to 29. These are things I
Yeah.
learned in school. But one thing I've also learned as of just living life lately is that if we look back, let's take the term that Ford X quotes everything apparently coined, trackflation. We're not used to seeing high schoolers run we're not used to seeing high schoolers run 9 and 20 points all over the place. But this is happening not once, not twice. We have multiple high schoolers who are breaking 10 seconds on the boys side. We have we have so many young athletes, so much young talent that is redefining what should happen, where scientifically we should say their body shouldn't even be capable of doing that. So I think it's also time we start rewriting that narrative of what old actually is, because we have young people who are rewriting what youthful performances might be. Look at Quincy, look at Natalie Dumas. And so why can't we do that on the other side with the people who
Okay.
aren't old?
I'll step in. 4X know-it-alls coming in. All right, guys. 1 point, right? Let's take Quincy Wilson out the equation. All right, the guy's an outlier. Once in a not even generation, once in a century type of athlete. All right, for each gender. Him and Sidney McLaughlin are in their own respective categories. But the thing with high school is it's not like their bodies are evolving. It's not like they're running crazy. You know, what's going on with the high school athletes right now is that they're being exposed to high level training that they weren't exposed to before. Like they're getting exposed to those college level trainings. It's so many college athletes that are finishing up. They didn't go pro. They didn't want to continue on other careers. They want to stay in the sport. So now they're going to the high school athletes. They're going to their old high schools, and they're giving these kids these college workouts because they know it works. They're giving them what they know on the same page. You got these older coaches who are willing to transition into more high intensity workouts versus the old 400 type of style workouts. Like when I growing up, we all trained like 400 runners, and it worked. It works really well for high school athletes because it plans you out to develop better. That's why I blew up in college so well. But that's why you're seeing so many more athletes, although they're competing better in high school. The gap, the progress they make in college is significantly smaller than what it was literally just 4 years ago.
It's also a valid point. But I think all of this is to say we can't rely on historical figures to say what old and what young is. So don't call me old no more.
Well said. All right. Well, moving on. We have something a little closer to home here, just down the road from Austin. We have Olympic medalist Molly Seidel made her ultra running debut this past weekend in the Bandera 50K. Long anticipated, something she teased for a while, and she didn't just make her debut. She smashed the debut, crushing the course record that had stood for years, running 4 hours and 9 minutes. Just wanted to shout her out. What an amazing new chapter for her, and pretty exciting just to know that. Was that?
Was she biting a cactus? Can we see that again?
Yeah, let's pull back up.
Is that a cactus?
I think it's a decorative cactus. It's the trophy.
That looks like an agave or something. Yeah, like wow. Yeah, she biting that tequila straight out the source.
I know that's right. After 50K, she deserves a shot.
Yeah. No, for real.
She doesn't look like she's tired at all.
Ultras are insane. I got introduced to ultras not by actually running it, but by just capturing it last year. And those people, if you talk about marathons being crazy, ultra marathons are just, it's ultra marathons, right? But what you don't account for in ultra marathons is the environment. You don't account for the terrain. You don't account for the support that you have to provide the runner. If you've never seen an ultra marathon, it's like marathons at Super Saiyan 3. It's just incredible. It's incredible what these athletes put themselves through over that amount of time. And honestly, it's so intriguing to watch because you're literally watching somebody physically break themselves down into virtually into dirt and somehow come out on the other side of it. So to see Molly doing that as a FloTrack fan member, it's really cool. A Flow Sports fan member, it's really cool to see that. Congratulations, Molly. I'll be watching.
I'm looking forward to her doing so much more because, They always say in track and field running, and especially like you're only as good as your last performance. And I'm really glad that this is her not last, but like her most recent one performance. And the way she does it in record breaking fashion, it's only just in Miley Seidel fashion. Like she is an extraordinary runner. I think this is just indicative of that and how she can cross over from track to road to now ultra marathon running. And this is like it. She looks happy. She looks like she's found her way because we all saw her at the New York City Marathon, and it just didn't feel like her. This feels like her. She found Molly again.
You're the side quest, baby.
Here at
Oh, yeah.
Sideways.
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with her in person. That's my hope. We were texting this morning, and yeah, she's got another race coming up shortly, so more to come on that. DeVonte, if you wouldn't mind, you were telling us yesterday there was a lot of fireworks in the college and high school scene. Just real quick, would you want to tell us some stuff that stood out to you in that scene?
Boom, 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 boom. Man, that enemy was crazy. Oh my goodness. So many nation leads. For starters, Tate Taylor, Jake Odie Jordan, obviously my Texas Tech brethren. They were running amazing. Tate Taylor, number 1 in the US in the 200, just such a powerful runner. Jake Odie went crazy in the 60-meter dash, heat of doom and despair. We posted a video about that on Mosplit. If you guys haven't seen, go check it out. But it was Tate Taylor, Jake Odie, Dylan Mitchell, just like a crazy heat of kids. And he went 6'6", which is crazy fast for a high schooler. The Maxwell twins, they're on fire. Them girls do everything. The Maxwell twins, they do long jump, triple jump, 60-meter dash, 200. I seen them run the 4x4, and I was like, bro, where does it end? Imagine getting your ass kicked by somebody, and then like 2 minutes later, you're like, oh yeah, like thank God, like, my sister doesn't have to run them, and then like they're back on the line again, going to fry you even more than the last time. It's crazy, but the high school movie was just filled with talent. Oh my goodness. Noah ran 4:12 in the mile, I believe, and so just a bunch of crazy performances. Honestly, like man, just pure cinema, guys.
Cinema. Well, speaking of high school meets, I think we're in store for another explosive weekend down on the East Coast. The Virginia Showcase is coming up, and so this is our. We're gonna move on to what's track on tap is what we're gonna call it. What's on tap this weekend on the track? Virginia Showcase coming to Virginia Beach. I believe Olu's heading over there for sure. But yeah, there's tons. I mean, basically nearly every event on Record Watch. It's gonna be pretty explosive, and if you want to like dive into it a little bit more, you can check out last week's episode. We went pretty in depth with some of the stuff that's going to be exciting to watch. But my question for this show is I want to hear from each of you which event you are watching the closest for a national record to go down. Maybe we start with ladies first, Miss Gibson.
I'm so glad you said that because I was about to be like me first, but I think Cole Bloom is going to lower his own 1K record that he set last year this time. He ran 220.14, and he's one of those people where last indoor season, almost every month, he set a personal best and ended up obviously breaking the 1K national record and then going on to win New Balance National Indoor in the 800, coming through in that first 448 point. He's a gutsy runner. He's a gritty runner. And last year as we talk about breakouts, was his breakout. Like he just kind of had this meteor. It was a high rise. I don't know why I can't talk right now. But the point is I got Cole breaking his own 1K record.
Love it. How about you, Olu?
Man, I'm going to pick up where DeVonte left off about one of these Maxwell twins. Now, last year, I got to catch up with Mia Maxwell at Nike Indoor National. She had won the Indoor National triple jump title, and I remember interviewing her, and she was like, oh, wait, I got to go run the 200. She had to go, like, I was talking to her, and she had to go run another race, and then picked up another medal over there. I was like, what the heck? And then she had a twin walk out. I was like, this is insane. Now, Mia Maxwell actually also got to see her jump last month at the North Texas Jump Showcase, and she jumped 44.5 3/4 of an inch. There's actually a film review coming out about that, so pay attention on the FloTrack channels. But going back to that, seeing her jump that 44.5 3/4 of an inch was just 3/4 of an inch short of the all-time national record. Now, she didn't even touch the board. There's still like clear daylight between her and the board. So if she would have got on the board alone, that would have been the national record gone by some distance. But instead, she's bringing 11.0 speed to the runway. You see a lot of really fast sprinters who can long jump really well. You don't always see a lot of really good sprinters come to triple jump. Triple jump is not for the faint of heart or the faint of knee. And the way she approaches the triple jump, bringing that speed, her technique is so sound. It's like she and her sister are like omni athletes. You can kind of put them wherever they are or wherever you want to place them. So yeah, I would definitely say national record alert, Mia Maxwell in the girls triple jump. And if she breaks it and she puts some of the stuff together, I think it's not going to be a matter of her breaking the record by a couple inches, but I think it might be not like a 1 or 2 inches, but it might be a matter of 6+ or even feet. She's jumped over 2 feet further than this time last year.
Sheesh. Well, stay tuned. How
That's
about you, DeVonte?
I would say I got two things to say. One, Quincy Wilson, obviously always the safest pick to pick for a high school record going down. Pretty sure he's interested into the 500. And so he has a lot of, potential in that event. He's a longer run. He gets better as he runs farther. But he's been running in like 60s this year. And so who knows, that raw speed might really help him out a lot in 500. But on the topic of Quincy Wilson, a race that would feed generations. I mean, literally my son, my grandson, my great-grandson. Quincy Wilson versus Tate Taylor in the 300. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. That's like an investment. That's like Bitcoin 15 years ago, man. Like, bro, that would genuinely change the world. And you know what I would pay to watch that? Probably not more than $100, but, bro, it's worth it. Like, that would be like one of the biggest races of the century. My goodness.
See, that goes into my ends. High school phenoms matching up.
Yep, line up. Line them up.
Yeah. We know the place is going to go crazy. For Quincy touching the track, based on what we saw last year. I mean, might be a little deafening, but you can tune into it. It'll be we'll be streaming it, so that'll be cool. I feel like there's so many good races that you won't want to miss. And as far as like high school meets go, this is about as good as they come. One for me was the boys 4x8, also the girls 4x8, but IMG Academy in both of them is going to be showing up. There's a pretty cool opportunity for the boys though. For the 4x8, the record indoors is 7:36.99. That was set in the year 2009. Olu, that might sound familiar. Set by Albemarle High School. So, this record has stood for ages. And they've already run faster than that outdoor. So I just think I love when a long-standing record goes down. They've already touched the time outdoor. So I'm just hoping to see the record fall.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's a clean race. Go ahead.
Were you around? Do you remember that Albemarle 4x8 going down?
Yeah, I remember Albemarle. I graduated high school in 2008, but I remember Albemarle. Okay, I'm gonna talk my trash a little bit. Mountain View High School, we were running the district, we were running the region, and Albemarle was in our region. And I remember there was like my senior year maybe, where I think that's where we like lost the regional championship by like a point or something like that. And I think it was Potomac High School who won. But part of the reason why Potomac High School won is because Albemarle had a bunch of 800 guys come out of nowhere and take points that we didn't expect them to take, including their 4x8. So yeah, Albemarle, I think some of the athletes who might have been on that 2009 record team were probably some of the guys that we were racing when I was in school. So it's pretty cool to see that record's still standing from Virginia.
Yeah, well, maybe not for much longer.
Don't sleep on. I've said this every episode. Don't sleep on Virginia, man. We got some greats all across the board. Music, sports, we're unlimited.
100%. Well, I hope you have a blast out there. We know it's gonna be good, and if you're not gonna be able to make it in person, you definitely be sure to tune in. We'll be streaming it. All right. Well, we've covered a lot of good ground here. I want to move on to what's hot, where we kind of talk about some of the news stories and headlines that popped outside of just like general performances. Starting with something that really blew up was New Balance announced the custom spikes for 3 of their pros: Quincy Wilson, Parker Valby, Gabby Thomas. I mean, the track world was just buzzing about this. So we have it pictured here. Each of them has their own custom spikes. Read about it more on FloTrack. They each made some comments on it, but yeah, what do you guys think about this? We're finally seeing some custom shoes coming out of professional track athletes.
It's great for
great for the sport. Love it. It's gonna be a little hot take. I'm not even. This is not even shots fired. It's like Quincy, Gabby, and Parker got their custom spike before Noah. That's what came to mind.
Punch in the air.
And I
I'm not
love,
gonna
I
lie.
love, but the reason why I say this is big, it's not a Noah thing. I think I love that New Balance is investing in their talent. They know what they've got. They're not wasting their time. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Yeah, it's just really cool to see that.
Well, New Balance really only signs like peak athletes. So you got to think Sidney McLaughlin, Quincy Wilson, Parker. Like Parker was on record watch every time she touched the track. Gabby Thomas won 3 Olympic gold medals in one game. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? And so it's no shock. And I'm not gonna lie, Quincy Wilson's influence is very close to Noah Lyles. Like I would say they're about equal because Quincy Wilson, there's not a single high schooler on the planet that does not want to be in Quincy Wilson's shoes or that has not raised him, things of that nature. And it's like they can relate to Quincy. Noah Lyles is like an idol, a figure. It's like, oh wow, like that guy's a big pro. But Quincy Wilson, it's like, oh yeah, I've raced that guy. I've been next to like, you don't understand. I've had to go against that. You know, it's a different type of understanding and influence that the person who's like you can see be next to you can bring. Like, you know, there's anytime, any chance you can look at and be like, oh wow, yeah, bro, I gotta race against Quincy Wilson next week, you know? And it's like a lot more people on the lookout for Quincy Wilson. A lot of people are shocked. He's doing things that no one's ever done. And although Noah is very impressive, he's an adult doing it. So people aren't, you know, as mesmerized as they are with Quincy Wilson.
You
I
know,
think Quincy has legitimate
go
fame
ahead.
outside of that too. Like, I mean, besides high schoolers, even if your regular Joe Schmo doesn't know his name, they know of that 16-year-old that rocked this entire world and got
Oh yeah.
America's heart at U.S. trials and then ran and did his thing at the Olympics. Like, if you see it on like outlets like the Shade Room, right? Not that they're like the most credible in the world, but I think the fact that they're reporting on it and it's newsworthy and it's storyworthy, it's something to be said about track because a lot of the stuff outside of our niche community is not. It normally doesn't hit like mainstream relevancy, but Quincy did. So he has like legitimate fame, I think, like even outside the whole high school scope.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
definitely
agree.
does. I took him, I was his host on his visit to Texas Tech. Oh my God, yeah. We walk into like the dining area in the dining room. And like all the girls, like these girls from other teams, like, oh my God, like, is that Quincy Wilson? I'm like, ask, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? I'm like, girl, like, you're a grown woman. You're like 22 years old. You don't even run track. Like, calm down. Like, bro, we gonna make sure you get a picture with bro, you know? Give bro
Imagine if
glaze.
I got him.
That's
Well,
funny.
well, I'm wondering if any of these 3 athletes are going to be racing anybody wearing their custom spike. Probably unlikely, but
That would be
possible.
crazy.
I mean,
That would be
look,
crazy.
Wait, why
I
wouldn't
still,
they?
I don't even want to take.
Quincy's probably the most likely to race somebody wearing his spike.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I don't want to take away from the fact that also Parker and Gabby also got their own custom spike. Like, they're hitting different audience. Not even audience. Track is one audience, but they're hitting different demographics within the same audience. So it's like you have obviously to DeVonte's point, like, man, I had a lineup against Chris. He dusted me. But then you also have Pat Parker, who's not that far removed from high school. She's a college. Well, she's pro now, but like she's not that much older, you know. And then you have Gabby, who kind of is like the more senior athlete of all of them. So they kind of, I just feel like strategically this was a really good move by New Balance. And I also feel like, you know, to your point, DeVonte, about Quincy, you know, okay, a lot of people know that they're never going to be able to beat a Quincy Wilson, right? But a lot of people have raced a Quincy Wilson. And there's a really, like a little bit of a stretch, but stay with me on my logic here. I feel like Quincy Wilson, in terms of what he's doing for track and field and these young athletes who can look up to him, it's kind of like Steph Curry, where his game, you know, you're never going to be able to ball like Steph Curry, but he made like doing effective basketball moves from the handles to trying to pull up from the logo. He made that approachable to people. Now you got kids trying to play like him. Whereas, and I've heard this taken in different podcasts where like you have like say a LeBron James where everyone would like to play like him, but he's so big, you're not ever going to physically be able to just drive down and barrel somebody and bang on them. So Quincy kind of makes things seem a little bit more approachable, much in the way that Steph Curry made handling the ball really well and pulling up from far back approachable.
I think also too, I want to your last point about kind of like bigging up Parker and Gabby. Gabby, I think also hit mainstream media obviously after winning that Olympic gold in Paris because it's like usually you're not seeing an Ivy League sprinter come up to those ranks. Maybe you're seeing an SEC sprinter, a Big 10 sprinter, a Big 12 sprinter, but someone in the Ivies just excelling the way she is and being one of the top 200-meter runners in the world, period, and then being an Olympic gold medalist on top of that. Another one who, again, captured the world with her story. Normally, if it's someone who is an Ivy League athlete, after their college tenure is done, so is their athletic career. So I think just changing the narratives and shifting people's mindsets about that, you never know who the next like little Gabby is coming up just because of that. Like all you need to do is see someone that represents your story. So again, hitting mainstream media is big. And with that being said, her getting her own colorway, big, great for New Balance, great for the sport.
Good legacy play.
Amen. All right. Well, that was pretty hot last week. We're gonna try something new here. This is a little segment I'm gonna call Track Talk. We all know that amongst us, and probably for a lot of people watching, our TikTok and Reels algorithms are a little bit skewed towards running content, and there's so much funny, interesting stuff that pops up, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to pull some of the stuff that we've come across and just react to it here on the show. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try this out, Track Talk. So the first one here is by Amanda Center, and this is topical. This was posted this weekend from World Cross Country Championships. So if we could roll that clip, that would be awesome.
They with the rat pack. Hit them with the chopper, that's the rat trap. Find them in that trash bag off that. They with the rat pack.
We're really having these world-class athletes run through this.
Find them in that trash bag off that.
What we got here is the famous gators that came out of Tallahassee. They had these logs that had been fashioned into alligators. I know we touched on it earlier, but yeah, what do you guys think? Was this goofy or was this funny?
Yeah,
It's both. It's both. And honestly, like, you know what? Why not? Let's have some fun with it. Although I think a lot of people might think it makes a mockery of the world-class athletes doing their thing, but I also think that it was kind of funny. So, I mean, why take yourself too seriously?
It gives steeplechase, but make it road. I like it.
Yeah.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Why?
I'm not entertained.
Okay, so we're going for entertainment. Interesting. So we hadn't quite ironed out the concept, but yeah, so we're looking for the best here. All right, we'll move on. Then we'll go to the next one.
Let's see.
This one,
I want something to make me laugh.
Kind of like Beyonce talking about bugaboos make me laugh.
Oh, no.
10 miles on the 200-meter indoor track this morning because it was 7 degrees outside. We see some ladies out here running 10 miles on what looks like a 200-meter indoor track. That is wild.
What is that? 80? Is that 80 laps?
That's
Tell
80
me
laps. That's 80 laps.
Oh, that
Y'all
sounds
just
That
did a
is
NASCAR
80.
race in the indoor track. What?
So-
Okay, nah. That's why y'all distance runners move different. Never.
So,
But like, I
that's
feel like
the-
aside from distance running, you die of boredom.
right. I feel so. This is something
count.
as a distance runner, I definitely encountered, and I feel like you have like a couple options here. Obviously, coach may be intervening it. This may be a coach thing, but to me, if it's 7 degrees outside and you got to run 10 miles, you got the treadmill, you got the indoor track, 80 laps, or you layer up and go outside. I want to ask you guys, if you had to do this, what would be your pick?
I would
I'm
quit
going
track
outside.
and field. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I hate the treadmill, and I'm not a big fan of running outside in the cold, but there's no way in hell I'd be running 80 laps. So honestly, it would be like I would just have to do a luck of the draw. I'd probably just do the treadmill because I can't do the cold. Which one do I hate less?
I'll also throw
I'd
in,
say-
I remember one time we also had the option of running in the parking garage, like especially when it snowed. I remember doing like a 10-mile run up and down a parking garage. So that's option 4.
Better than
No,
indoor
I'd
track.
say
I'm gonna go outside. That shit
you
is
gotta get unconventional, right? So it's a flat 200-meter track, right? So what I'm gonna do is do a few laps, go around, but then just start crossing. Like it's no different than running outside. So just start crossing, just start running in wiggly lines, all of this. Like keep your watch so I can keep track of how far you're running, man. just cross the infield, go around, go to the corners, go around by the exits and all of that stuff. Just have fun with it.
There you go. Good answer.
Catch me
This is
outside.
one way to do it.
I'm with you, Nia. I'm saying I love running the cold, and if you can like find that perfect balancing point of layers, like you're not sweating, you keep it nice and neutral. That's my go-to. Now the only thing is if it's windy, game over. I think we got to start looking at our
Mm.
alternatives.
Ball game.
You
All
lost me
right,
at
the
single
next
digits.
that's fair. All right, next up we got Mr. Kerley here on a podcast. We saw this on Mad About Track. Let's play this one.
Everything that at Project Wellbeing is all in one. So instead of like when you go to like a regular gym, you gotta the gym. Now you gotta go find your PT. Now you gotta go find the chamber. Now you gotta go find the sauna. Now you gotta go find the cryotherapy. It's just like, and you gotta go hire your chef or you gotta cook yourself. But when you got everything in one, it make it so easy.
All right. Enhanced Games. Nia, you spoke with them a couple months ago, I think, but he's basically saying here that, I think as part of this program, aside from like the top line item, that a lot of that program around the Enhanced Games is like they're kind of enhancing not just with pharmaceuticals, but that like really pushing all these limits and like including that. So what do you guys think about that?
It seems like they really care about their athletes. Like
Yeah.
they're really pushing to make sure that these men and women can go to their max capabilities. Like I I like the effort they're putting in. Like it's amazing.
Yeah,
We
I
did
think
have a
they really
chance. Go ahead, Nia.
active. Oh, I was saying, like, I think, what Fred's saying is absolutely right. I think they make sure they get you with the attention grabber of enhancement, performance enhancement drugs, but they really mean holistically, this whole thing is enhanced when it comes to how they pay the athletes, how they care for the athletes, and how they just overall just have them well kept. And it makes it something where they may be financially and maybe even physically more well off than those who are competing for USATF or other countries as a whole, and making it a thing where it's like, it'll make you consider. And it really also, I think, exposes certain flaws within track and field. So, I mean, yeah, maybe it's a bit frowned upon per se, because it's definitely different from the norm. But yeah, I mean, I think Fred hit the nail on the head. Smoother.
Yeah, and we did have a chance to actually speak with Max from the CEO of the Enhanced Games a few months back, and he, again, I'm gonna straight go out here and say this: I'm not sitting here whether I agree or disagree with. Actually, I personally would never put any type of pharmaceuticals in my body just for competition purposes. However, with the Enhanced Games, Max was very clear on saying that it's not just about the physical enhancements that come through pharmaceuticals. It's to Fred's point, it's to Nia's point. It's about the enhancement that come from being able to wake up and have everything you need as far as resources go right in front of you. I'm gonna give you a little quick story time and I'm gonna tie this together. I used to have to wake up at 6 o'clock to go train from 7, anywhere from 7, if it's a technical day, from 7 to like 12 to 1 p.m. That's like 5 to 6 hours of training a day. Then I would go take a 30-minute shower. I'd go clock in for work at a human performance center and work from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. I did that 5 days a week. Even as a world-class athlete, I was struggling because I couldn't get enough food in. I couldn't get enough rest in. I had to go to all these different places to get everything taken care of. Now, in the Enhanced Games, this is not an ad, but in the Enhanced Games, they are very clear that, yes, the top line thing is performance-enhancing drugs, performance-enhancing pharmaceuticals. However, you can have the choice to not get those type of pharmaceutical enhancements and still partake in the other aspects of it, which is to say, you don't have to inject or take anything that would make you a doping athlete, but what you could do is still gain the benefits of having a chiropractor, having cryo, having recovery, having all these things available in one place, so you don't have to go work another job. I think that, as I said in the meetup months ago, I think that is something that really needs to be talked about and not so frowned upon just because it's coming out in Enhanced Games. I think they're actually pushing the boundaries that track and field as a whole is a little bit afraid to talk about because it's taboo.
Yeah. Well, I remain a little skeptical. I mean, with new leagues and whatnot, you always keep an eye on it. I definitely think the conversation is going to continue, and it's probably never going to reach a consensus, but it's interesting at least. I think the first one, as of now, is slated to happen in May in Las Vegas. So we'll see if it. Hopefully, this one comes to fruition like they talk about. But we'll have to see.
No, we should go. I love Vegas.
We should cover it. I
That's
don't
a
go
great
to Vegas, but I love to see the
What
event.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right. Let's do it, guys. I think we should go. I'll set it up after this.
Set it up.
Cool. See you
Well,
then.
guys, we've covered a lot of ground. Any parting thoughts or anything we didn't touch on before we wrap up?
Watch out for
Put it all on
UGA.
black.
Yo, as I said already, we are only going with proper clap etiquette in 2026. I might have to be that guy to pull up on you at a meet and say, hey, bro, put a hand on your shoulder. Hey, bro, saw that last jump? You're ineligible for clapping for the rest of the meet. Don't make me have to pull up on y'all guys, right? All right.
Oh, I would be scared as hell if I'm over here trying to support my favorite jumper and you come up behind me talking about Nia. No, now you can't clap for the rest of the meet.
I mean, we just have to start
I
doing
look
it.
at you
Change
and
has
keep
to
doing what I was
change,
doing.
Well, I hope you have a blast at Virginia Showcase, and just glad to be back here with the show. Excited to have this new presenting sponsor. Shout out Diadora. More to come on that. A lot more to come on that. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you next time. Be sure to follow FloTrack. Tap in everywhere that social channels, FloTrack site, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Peace.